should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. I see that Indy and Victoria and Trees and Bad Girl and Southern Cats and Abellis and Jenny Jen and Chow and Gina Girl and Ann is all here. Kathleen is here. Annie Ruler, Connie's here, Blue Jay's here. Good to see y'all. Ava Sim, previously Ava Slim, Clark, good to see you. Fawny Donnie, Jill, good to see you. LJ, good to see you. My chat jumped. Scrolling quickly. I think if I missed you, comment at the bottom and I will shout you out. It's so good to see y'all. Miss Sarah, good to see you. Brenda, good to see you. Good to see you. BAP Industries, you rock my world. Katie, good to see you. Cindy from sunny South Florida, good to see you. Like I said, I could talk to myself for hours, but if you guys weren't here to hang out with me, it would just be boring, wouldn't it? Curious Christine, thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Thank you for the super chat. That was very sweet of you and supportive. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And then I see crap. Mr. Speculating just reminded me I had to do something. Hold on. Okay. Let me access my lab so I can see who those excuse me, I'm going to choke in the process. Who those memberships went to. Thank you so much, child. That was so sweet. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Blue Jay was gifted. And O'Kaley, G Wiz, C Smith, and Suzanne Denise was gifted from Chow. If you guys were gifted from Chow, please tell Chow thank you. Thank you, Chow. That was so amazing and sweet and supportive of you. I really appreciate that. I will grab the crazy train and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Hey, Shona and Boomer. Thank you again, Chow and Curious Christine. Y'all are so sweet. I really appreciate the support. Hey, who? Pandora Wake. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Crystal Burns. Shauna, good to see you. I'm so glad y'all are here. Nath, good to see you. So I do have an update on the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case, and I want to share that with y'all. I don't have a lot. I haven't had a lot to talk about for a couple of days now. I'm working on some stuff that I was trying to, like I have a USB drive, but this case is an older case as well. And I have some questions just like I had in the Victoria Martins case. And I need to figure out how to get these like files, like the format is wrong or something. So I'm trying to figure that out. But in the process, we're going to go over what's in the main news. Oh no. Hey, Chloe Moon. Bunny Baby 79, CPP WB, good to see you. Yay. All right, I'm glad y'all are here. So let's talk about this update. We are going to go over this news article and then we will look at the video. Oh, wow. Some of those ads are just lovely. All right. So it reads, neighbor hands RCMP days of footage leading up to disappearance of Nova Scotia children. I think this is important. This is the neighbor. It says Melissa Scott lives on a 16-hectare property in Galaney Stations, roughly 5 kilometers east of Jack and Lilly Sullivan's home as the crow flies. And it reads, as RCMP remained tight-lipped about the investigation into the disappearance of the 2 young Nova Scotia children, a resident who lives near their rural home says she has turned over trail camera footage at the request of police spanning 5 days before they were reported missing. So what does that say to you guys? Connie, are you okay? Hey, Anders. Hey, AM. Megan, Rhonda, Paramandy, good to see you. Connie, I don't see your chat. I hope you're okay, Connie. She owns about 40 acres. Okay. Hey, Evelyn. They're collecting footage. Hey, Lydia. I hope there's something on the trail cams. But they're asking for all the way back to like April 27th. So I'm wondering if they're suspecting foul play or if it could be just because they want to see if somebody was in the area. Hold on, my geese are hollering. Hey, Heidi. Katie says a lot because we know they were in school sooner than that. So why so long back before they went missing? That's a good point. Ann said they had a party Thursday night or was it Wednesday? And if the kids were called off of school the morning after the party, well, it's alleged that they had a party. I don't know how well I believe that. Hey, Heidi, I'm going to access my lab real quick on here because I need to give some memberships and I want to do a poll real quick. So hold on just a minute. Oh, feedback. Ooh, Lordy Jesus. Okay. Do you believe? Ah, it's probably worded wrong, but do you believe there's foul play involved in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case? We're going to start that poll. And I think I might have, yep, I have some memberships to gift, so I will gift those. Now, look, it's telling me. Okay. So I gifted 5 twice because they give me 10. Those went to Bunny Baby 79, Perfed, Tina Cryer, Spirit Seeker Squad, Pamela Neal, Robin Bernadine, Dennis Hyde, Love Enough for All, Kelly, and Gina from West Virginia. Yay! I'm so glad I was able to gift those to you guys. Thank you, Allegedly Speculating, for gifting memberships. Okay, so it does, and it really does feel like Summer Wells. But this we, Annie says, but this we may find the car that took them. I'm wondering if that's why they're going so far back since we know that they were in school on the days leading, like before. They were in school for some of the days before, like they went back further. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak today. They went back further during a time period when we know they were in school. So it continues. Lily Sullivan, 6, and her brother Jack, 4, have been missing since May 2nd when police received a 911 call from their mother and stepfather. Police say they were told the children had wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station, a sparsely populated area about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. Search and rescue officials were then called back to the community over the weekend, focusing on specific areas around the children's home, but police have not said what prompted them to return and haven't revealed if any evidence was discovered. RCMP have not ruled out the case is suspicious. They've confirmed the major crime unit has been involved since the day after the disappearance, but have been guarded about the details of the investigation. Melissa Scott said she was visited on May 20th by 2 officers from the RCMP Major Crime Unit who inquired if she had any trail cameras set up on her 16-hectare property in Gelagary Station, roughly 5 kilometers east of the children's home as the crow flies. Scott told police she has 7 trail cameras in total on her property. 1 points down her driveway, another is positioned near the house, and the rest are scattered throughout the woods. It takes about an hour to walk between them. I did mention to investigators that I was very happy to see them and glad that they were canvassing a little further and looking at trail cam footage, Scott told CBC News in an interview Wednesday outside of her home. Quote, they did respond saying they probably should have been around earlier, unquote. Scott said, I mean, I just can't with that dog there. That's just gross. Scott said she was given a USB drive and told Scott said she was given a USB drive to load her trail cam footage onto. She was initially asked to give them her footage from May 1st to May 3rd, but they later expanded their request to include April 27th to May 3rd. She said she handed over hours of footage on Thursday afternoon. Her property is roughly 8-kilometer drive from Lansdowne Station down dirt roads, but is also connected to it by train tracks and clearings for utility lines. So, I'm wondering, hey, Scratch the Paint and Janie. Scratch the Paint said, I remember a time I lost my son. He was only 3. I panicked and went all over the neighborhood looking for him. We found him in the car of an honest citizen who had called the police. Could have been so much worse. I'm so glad you found him. That is so sad. Hey, Indy. Janie Z said there was, but declared it was nothing. Okay. Talking to Katie. Hey, Katie and Mercedes. Katie said, I thought there was a suspicious car the day they went missing. There was. I talked about it in an article. In a video. Oh, no. In a video that I had pulled up or that I did on this case. But so far it appears to have been nothing. So we do have a video to go with this article. Nope. We want this one. It's just a quick video. I'll play it and I will drop the link and get your thoughts on this if anybody wants to come up and talk. Mercedes said the party was actually for a day of memorial for all the children that died at the hands of the church. Calling it a party is like saying the U.S. has a day to celebrate slavery. I've heard that. I looked it up online and it says something about, hold on, let's see. Actually, we'll do it this way. I saw something else, like I was trying to validate that and I had trouble. So Wednesday would have been, yeah, April 30th. Lilly and Jack Sullivan were last seen at school on April 29th. They did not have school on April 30th and were homesick. Okay, that's not what I want. What is 30th? April, okay. So it says April 30th is a significant date in Nova Scotia, Canada, as it marks the end of the semester. In the school area, there is a reduced speed limit where children are present. Most students in Nova Scotia are returning to school on September 8th. Let's see. This is the school calendar. Okay, this should tell us exactly. Okay, yeah, Professional Development Day. That's what it was, and that's all I got. Elementary, middle school, and junior is a professional development day. High school, progress conferences, and teacher professional practice, no classes at school. So I was having... Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. It's showing up. So I was having trouble verifying it. Oh, that's to give memberships. Okay. Your grandkids were all too, BB? Hey, resident. Good to see you. That's your birthday? Happy birthday. Yeah, please make sure to have your membership gifting on. They do gift here a lot. Yeah, so that was all I found on that Professional Development Day, which it seemed like a teacher work day. See, we got June 21st is National Indigenous Peoples Day, which is culturally significant day. So let's see what a professional development day would be. Hold on just a minute, and then we'll go to the video. Okay. So I asked, what is a professional development day for schools in Nova Scotia? It says a professional development day for schools in Nova Scotia is a day when staff come together to develop their abilities and learn new skills. These days focus on providing educators and staff with knowledge and skills needed to support and enhance student achievement and well-being. Now, I'm not going to, I'm definitely not from the area and have no knowledge about certain things. It could be like both things combined into one. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that's all I was able to verify personally. Hey, Roxanne. Roxanne said, I missed the whole thing. Didn't know there was going to be a live so soon on the replay. Oh, yesterday I just kind of went through news and there was a video that I played at the end that I probably shouldn't have played. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the vibe. I didn't like it. So I need to edit it. Maybe I could put it back out, but I had to go get 2 more geese last night because the one geese was so sad, and they don't even sell, like, if you buy a goose, you have to buy them in pairs because they like literally get so lonely they'll die. So now I have 3 geese and I had to go do that. There was a lot going on. Yes, I've heard that. That's happened all over, unfortunately, and it's really sad. I don't know if that day was in remembrance of that. We're live right now. You're in the live, Roxanne, sweetheart. It's an administrative day here in New York. Okay. Oh, okay, resident. Well, thank you for sharing. All right. So we're going to watch this video where she talks about collecting the trail cams, and I'll drop the link.
Melissa Scott's trail cameras might contain clues about the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. RCMP asked her for days of footage as the investigation into the missing children approaches the 3-week mark.
It's scary, especially not knowing what happens. We definitely keep our kids a little closer to home now.
The 4- and 6-year-olds were reported missing from this home on May 2nd, launching a massive search of the woods surrounding the home. No trace has been found, and RCMP haven't ruled out the case is suspicious. This is some of the footage Scott gave police. She says RCMP major crimes officers came to her home this week, asking for everything on her 7 cameras, starting April 27th, 5 days before the kids were reported missing. 2 of Scott's neighbors were also asked to provide footage to RCMP. She says the officers also asked about her family's vehicles to rule out local traffic in the footage.
So that tells me, considering that, hey, Jay Nicole, good to see you, that they're going back so far, I think they're looking for vehicles that might have been in the area that are not supposed to be in the area. And that makes me question if they think that they were abducted, because we know for a fact that they were in school on the days that further back. We know they were in school April 27th and 28th and 29th, I do believe, or they were in school during that time period. So why are they going so far back and asking about vehicles that are supposed to be in the area? Well, that tells me because they're looking for vehicles that might not supposed to be in the area. Hey, Carolina. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, please hit the thumbs up. Hey, Rick. It's not up live. I don't know. We are in the live right now. That's interesting. BB said, I had a bad dream about those kids. 3 people involved, kids wrapped in burlap sacks of some sort, and they're in a swamp or some dirty green water. It's deep. I'm scared for these babies. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. Hey, Manda. There is a National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, but some provinces that have found unmarked graves in their own area have a provincial day to commemorate what was done to the indigenous. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I think we should all have days of truth and reconciliation as far as that goes for that. Yeah, try to refresh your page, Roxanne. Thank you, Rick, for being here. Y'all, please hit the thumbs up. Nikki said thank you for the membership. Thank you for saying thank you. You wonder if the kids were given to someone? You know, we speculate here. I would hope not, but maybe considering the screaming that we saw Lily do in the birthday video and then the autism aspect of this, maybe, but I doubt it. I don't know. I don't think the parents are involved. It is weird that the mother went away. I don't like that, but that's just my personal thought on that. Hey, Lori. Janie said I get a red dot when it's live, blue dot when it's just a new video. It was blue, so I thought I missed the live. Oh, okay. I don't know. That's weird. I hope my YouTube isn't messing up. Hey, Abellis, it's good to see you.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Do you want some company?
Sure, of course.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Basil.
He's
So,
in here.
is he?
Yeah, he's sitting on the bed by his crackers.
Basil. So I found can you hear me?
Yep,
Okay.
you're good.
So I found,
I might have lost you because I heard you say so. I found that I lost you.
okay, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So I found Indigenous Peoples Day in Nova Scotia is June 21st this year.
Okay, so that was what we had pulled up just a minute ago, National Indigenous Day. I'm wondering if that's different than the Day of Truth and Reconciliation.
Um,
It could be, or it could be the same. I'm not sure.
oh, no, I'm not sure. We have an Orange Shirt Day in September. It's about a Indigenous woman who, as a little child, went to school on her first day or was taken away from her family. And her grandmother had given her a little bright little orange shirt. And as soon as she got to the school, it was taken away from her and she never saw it again. So
Why?
they just took everything from the children. They cut their hair, which is really important in the Indigenous culture.
Yeah.
Forced them to speak English and not their languages. All kinds of things like that. They literally were said that they wanted to take. Oh, what was the wording? This is back in the 1800s. Take the savage out of the Indigenous people.
Right.
That was the type of wording they used in those days, right? And so
Yeah.
they didn't want them to have their cultures at all, and took away everything from them. Yeah, see, I think it's September 29th is the Orange Shirt Day. She's still alive, this lady. This happened to her in our generation. The orange shirts theft.
Yeah. That's really wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it happened a lot, and a lot of children died. They weren't allowed to sing. They weren't allowed to. It was just awful, and they would take them there and like make them live there. But from what I understand, and they would die, and like the Catholic Church had a lot to do with it, and all of it's really awful.
Yeah.
Just really sad. Just like yeah, like Ann said, like slavery was down here. Yeah. Yep, Cindy. Indigenous Day usually aligns with the summer solstice. That's a celebration. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so hey JDR. JDR said National Truth and Reconciliation Day is the same day as Orange Shirt Day. This year is September 30th. Okay. Well, we're getting
Okay.
yeah, awesome. We're getting lots of information. What I saw it said June 30th. And I'm here. I've heard a lot about September. I don't know. I just know they were off of school. Hey, Kayla. Um, Fawny said Reservation Dogs has a standalone episode that features a young boy going through the IS system in the 50s. Please watch, y'all. Okay,
Mm.
I'll definitely check that out. And thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Definitely check that out. I know you said something about that before. Hey, Alice. Alice said, hi, I'm from Canada. I'm on the other side. So you're close to Abellis then.
Yeah.
Aboriginal Day is always on June 24th. Orange Shirt Day is always on the same day every year. So, okay.
Yeah, Orange Day is well, here in BC, in Victoria, it's September. It was September 29th last year, so September 30th this year makes sense to me.
Yeah, it sounds right to me too. Paramandy, I didn't even see anything. You're fine. You're good. Hey, Gammy to 13. Okay. So we'll continue seeing what they have to say about the trail cams.
Possibly they are wondering if they didn't go missing earlier, or maybe somebody who isn't local to the area was around beforehand.
This road is the most direct path from Scott's property to the home the kids went missing from. We drove between the two places. It's about an 18-minute drive down rough dirt roads. Straight through the woods, it's about 5 kilometers.
I did mention to them that I was very happy to see them and glad that they were canvassing a little further and looking at trail cam footage. And they did respond saying that they probably should have been around earlier.
RCMP would not answer CBC's questions, including why they are seeking trail camera footage from before the disappearance and why they are identifying local vehicles. Nicola Sagan, CBC News, Glengarry Station, Nova Scotia.
So I wonder if we can find out how close Glengarry Station is to Lansdowne Station. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's how you spell it. Okay. I probably said it wrong. Let's see. They said it. Oh, there's Glengarry Station. Okay.
Pretty close.
So, yeah,
Well,
it looks pretty close.
to a point. That would mean the children would have crossed the street or the road.
Yep. And why? Oh my gosh, stop. Okay. Lansdowne Lake, like here's Gerlach Road and there's Lansdowne Lake. So if they've searched that, really good. Glengarry Station, if she technically lives here, they said it's like 5 miles, I think, south.
Yeah,
pull
that'd
up.
be south. That
Yeah.
would be sort of east of that lake, if the
Okay.
direction of the map is correct, which it should be,
Right.
if north is up.
Yeah. So and then they talked about how there was dirt roads back there so they could see any unusual cars. I know a lot of people think that there's foul play involved, but considering that they're going back and looking at trail cams and asking for that footage and going back all the way to April 27th, I really think that they're starting to think that they were abducted.
Right.
Which is really sad. Oh, well, thank you, Alice. I appreciate it.
I mean, by now they would have found some kind of signs in the forest somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
If a bear attacks, there is signs, there is clothing and all kinds of mess left behind if a bear attacks. And for
Right.
one bear to take 2 children, I don't see that.
I don't either. I don't see an animal taking them, not leaving any evidence behind at all whatsoever, especially that pamper. That pamper, I don't know, maybe I'm just stuck on it and I shouldn't be, but I really think that if they were out there, that pamper would have been found.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's a good point.
I remember hearing someone say that the parents insist the children never would have crossed the road. If I were an investigator there, that's the first place I would look across the road. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I wish they had like went and got the trail cams earlier, and she said that they admitted that they probably should have come and got it earlier, instead of looking at the parents as hard as they did. And if we go back, try to pull up some of my stuff, that I put out. I mean, some of her interviews and things, I mean, it does look suspicious with what she says and what he says. Some of the things are definitely suspicious, but the way he was looking, for them. Now we're going to hold on. The way he
Hmm.
was looking for him, like even though the mom left and disappeared, left and moved away so soon after they disappeared. Yes, it doesn't. It's suspicious. Yes, it doesn't look good. Or no, it doesn't look good. But I think they're genuinely, like I've said before, trying to cover up for neglectful parenting and not necessarily doing something to the children.
Right. Sorry, I had to go.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. Curious Christie said kids don't just disappear. And it's astonishing how many children have just disappeared into thin air. I mean, it like someone said it earlier, it reminds me of the Summer Wells case. That was a rural area and she just disappeared out of the yard.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
I agree.
bizarre.
Yeah. Spare Time said they should have considered this
Or,
day one. Again, wasted time. I agree.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
did you see? I sent you an email about an app. Did you see that?
I'll check it out about the article with that had to do with missing people.
Yes. So it's an app online, and I bought it, and it's pretty interesting. It basically guides a person to look at different characteristics of a person who's gone missing. So depending whether it's a child or an elderly person, someone on a bicycle, all kinds of different things. It's $14 on the online.
Well, I'm looking for it. I'm gonna find it in just a second, but
It's not a huge thing to do with this. Well, I mean, it could be, but
no, I mean that sounds interesting, and I would like to buy it and see. So I got the one about the game, and then experts
oh, good.
shed light. Um,
It was $14 Canadian, I think.
okay.
It's called Lost Person something. I can't look at it right now, or I'll be off.
Oh, okay. Lost persons. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find the email, but I'm not finding it now for some reason.
It was the last one I sent you. If that, I
The
think
last one? Okay.
after the game, I believe.
After the game. Okay. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Okay. We're about to look it up. Okay. Let me how do I do this? Okay, I'm going to play part of this video that I have. Faye Francis, thank you for being here. It says, unfortunately, I think the RCMP are a bit late, but hopefully we'll find something on the cams. The RCMP have caused their own grief here because they kept everything so quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Cara said, and Ruler said that another channel stated that the grandmother made the mother leave the property. So I don't know for sure, but I do know that there was an argument that ensued and she left the property shortly after. But the RCMP's article that they released said that they were getting an update on the children and the search so far. And it wasn't looking good, I'm assuming. And she went and sat in the back of an ambulance and she sat back there for a little while and then her mother came and she left with her mother. So I don't know if it was related to the argument and or the sorry, the update that she got about the children. I think it could be a combination of all these things. I actually have it somewhere, but Okay. So I'm gonna. I guess we can start with the video right now while I try to find this app. This is a video of Lily and Jack Sullivan at what appears to be Jack's second birthday. You think so, JDR?
Mm.
Okay, and I'm going to look for this email.
Protect your ears.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be loud. Protect your ears. Evelyn said, yes, she was kicked out the property and went to her mother's with the 18-month-old baby they have. That's what I've heard. Hey, Norm. The last note sent was at the end of the driveway. What day was garbage day? I will look for that. I had a screenshot of that. I'll try to find that as well. So let me play this while I look for a couple of things. She screams very loud, so protect your ears.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Jack, Lily, stop, honey. Blow it, go. Oh. Yay! Yay! Happy birthday! Say happy birthday.
So, like with the way she's screaming, it's hard for me to believe that somebody would take her. And then if you watch those videos, we learn from the bus driver that Jack would say, "Hey, bus driver! Hey, bus driver!" And if the bus driver didn't respond, he would take his boots off and throw them. Now, I don't want to. I don't want to upset anybody, but we do speculate over here. And what I speculate from hearing that is that maybe his parents, maybe that's how he had grown to understand that's how you get an adult's attention. Maybe like, he's walking around the house saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," or "Daddy, daddy, daddy," and nobody's really paying attention. So he throws something at him to get them to stop looking at their phone or whatever and pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I always make small and little noises. I'm sorry. I've
Oh
got
no,
to.
you're fine. I just want to make sure I wasn't cutting you off or anything.
No, sorry, chat.
You're good. I do have this one that says from you talking about the article lost person behavior. So I'm gonna look up
That's
the
it.
app.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me look up the app and see if I can get it on here. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, there is a book too, and there is an app made from the book.
Okay.
That symbol on the right, yeah, that's the symbol of the logo. There you go.
Okay. So let me see if I can get it. Let me see. I wanted to make sure y'all couldn't. Okay. Oh, it's only letting me do it on my phone. So I will put it on my phone and we can talk about what it says, but I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you. Okay. Let me go to the App Store.
There is a book that this comes from, and the last name of the author is Koester. Koester, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to. That sounds interesting. I'm interested in the app, definitely. I'll have to look up the book.
It's actually somebody here in BC who created this.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's installing the app, and we will do some research and see what it says. Curious Christine, so we're back to square one. Where the heck are the kids? We literally are no closer, in my opinion, unless a whole lot is being kept quiet. I think a lot is being kept quiet.
Yeah.
Let's go back here. Okay. So the app is installed. So it's subject category wizard. So I'm putting in child, browse child profile. It says ages 1 to 3, ages 4 to 6, age 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and 13 to 15. I'm going to click age 4 to 6. I'll have to put out a video so you guys can see what it says. I'm going to read it. Actually, I can screenshot it and email it real quick. So hold on. That way we can all read it together. So it tells you about, yeah, I like this. Okay. Hold on just a minute. I should have done this before the live. I feel like I'm all over the place today. I apologize. Okay, let's send that. We can look at Daniel's scratch while I get these downloaded real quick because people have talked about how Daniel was scratched up. Bye, Cindy. I hope that y'all don't feel like I'm ignoring y'all. I'm having to click between so many pages. Evelyn said there are many caverns and open mines in our forest across Canada. They may have also fallen into one. Bellis has said that a couple of times and has been worried about wells as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had people say that too, Mike, that the birthday party might not have been at their house because it looks really clean and things like that, unless it was clean before, unless the house was clean at one time and that was when the birthday party was. Because in this video, Jack is 2, and in other videos, or while he's missing now, he is 4. I feel like, okay. I'm going to get my Gmail and show you guys what the app says about.
Evelyn is right. I went for a walk with a friend and our 2 dogs, one dog each, and the dogs were a little bit ahead of us, and we could see water in the grass. The dogs fell in a hole. Like they had,
Oh no.
yeah, they didn't have any footing. And it was like straight down. I don't know I still don't know what this hole was, but if we had been ahead of the dogs, we would have been in the water, you know. They came out, they were okay.
Yeah, that's scary though.
You could not see at all that this was a hole.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then to think about, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't download them backwards. Okay.
Right, Dino?
So, okay, we'll look at his scratch real quick because people have talked about that. I'm kind of going back to the beginning too, and I'm going to pull up what this app says about a missing 4 to 6-year-old. On them. A lot of people have pointed out this picture of the stepdad with this scratch under his eye. I don't find it suspicious considering that he has been running in the woods and probably getting slapped in the face with tree branches and things like that. And if we look at this photo of his hand holding the phone, we can see that there are also thorns all in his hands. So I honestly think that that scratch is just from running through the woods looking for the children. Okay, so let's look at the app. So it tells us you'll be able to see my mouse move while it's like this, and I apologize for that. So Bad Girl, I wonder why if they think it could be foul play and no abduction. Talking to Indy, she said thank you, Indy. Oh, Indy said there's 213 chat and only 90 likes. Please hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you. He said he wanted everyone polygraphed. Did he? I didn't catch that.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, you know.
I don't think it would. At all. I mean, I think they need to polygraph everybody there. Okay.
I'm still concerned about the mother in the bus and the brother. There's silence. I think there is silence from them.
Mm-hmm.
Just
For the
sort
most part.
Annoys me a little bit.
It annoys me too because they were on the property with them every day. and I did find in an article where she said that the step grandmother said that we're praying that they are found, but that's all I've been able to find on her, and that was in one of the articles I read.
Yeah, I mean, did they say at all if they saw them that morning? Because if they went out the back into the backyard through the sliding glass door and they were screaming, if Lily was her quiet little self, they would have heard her.
Right. Yeah, they're all that has been released that she said is we're praying that they are found safe, and that's it. I would think that they would have seen her, but I would also think if they saw her, they would have said something
Yeah, exactly.
or heard her.
And then it's the same brother, right, who's laid back on the quad
Yes.
in that one picture. So he's looks really relaxed for someone looking for kids, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that picture is just weird.
It is. Like most people would be standing and talking, and no, he's just laying back quiet. It's
Yeah,
one
it's
picture, but just the feeling I get.
yeah. Evelyn pointed out, I'm assuming a sedative has been prescribed to the mother in the meantime for rest and to take care of the baby. I think so, and maybe that's why she's a little off in the interviews, but I don't know. It's still a little suspicious. But if I mean, again, they're covering up for neglectful parenting, in my opinion, and that's all there is. That's it. You know, I don't think there's foul play involved from them anyway.
Mm.
Okay, so the wonderful app that Abellis told us about, called I just downloaded it and have already forgot the name, but I did just take my Prevagen to help with my memory.
Lost person behavior.
Yes, lost person behavior. It's an app that you can get on your phone, and thank you for that. And
Well,
it says ages 4 to 6 preschool. A tactical brief says and understand concept of being lost and may attempt to return. When lost, seek familiarity, landmarks, or path they have experienced. So that would mean that they would go down the path in the backyard or try to turn around and go back. Mind is a mixture of reason, fantasy, and faulty logic, focused on endpoints and often neglects roots. So I was wondering, like, if they did go into the woods, like maybe they could have seen a deer or an animal,
mm-hmm.
and been following the deer or the animal and not paying attention to how to get back. And then, once the deer or animal runs off, they're kind of just lost.
Yeah.
Lisa says, my guess is that someone was watching and monitoring for a planned abduction and waited for the opportunity when those kids went out to play. I think that's what the RCMP are thinking by collecting all that trail cam, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't know if they really shared this, but that show yesterday said they took drug tests. Really?
Mm.
I need to find that. The mom could have postpartum depression, maybe snapped at the daughter, harmed her, or both children. That's weird to me because I don't understand why both children would be lost if one of them got into something and died or if they snapped and hurt them unless you're doing something because the other one might say something.
Right.
I don't see that being I don't know. I just don't think it's possible. Maybe it's because I don't think the parents did it. Maybe if I did, I could see something like that happening. It could be my own biases, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um So it says definite interest follows tracks, trails, and shortcuts that do not appear or make sense to adults. Hiding in structures or yard, highly common in urban environments. May hide in trunks, boxes, appliances, outbuildings, and main structures. Able to penetrate brush, look at environment from a child's perspective. Brief Hold on. My geese are hollering. I got them in the house, and so I'm gonna see what's going on real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on just a minute.
How are you doing, chat?
I know, baby, but you can be mama to all of them. They think that she's her. They think she's their mama. Sorry, Billis.
Oh,
They're hollering for their mama, honey.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
they're so cute.
Thank you. The two babies think the older one is their mama, so they're in there hollering for her. Okay.
Oh, she.
Um, sh- she's a couple weeks older than the babies. The
Yes.
babies are smaller. They're pretty new. I got them at Tractor Supply last night. Um, and then Mr. Speculating came home and I told him, and he was like, if I come home tomorrow and there's more animals, we're going to all be in trouble. He was like, I better not come home and there be more animals again tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Um, so it says brief on attraction to water rose. I'm sorry. I know I interrupted you. Continue what you were saying.
Oh, no,
You
no.
remember?
When you came in,
Yeah.
yeah, no, Kara had just said, take the wheel. That's all. Telling me to take the wheel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one with the hurt foot, they think is their mother, the smaller ones. They're a couple weeks younger. Um, I don't think they make goose diapers. They're in like this big box thing until her foot gets better, and it's getting better. Once her foot gets better, I have a outdoor small like coop thing that we will move them to.
Do you know what's wrong with her foot? Sorry
I
to
think
drop the
oh
topic.
no, no, you're good. I think she just sprained it because she does walk
Oh,
on it, and we've been doing like I got a kiddie pool, and she's been swimming around in it, and she will stand on it, but she does fall. Like if she tries to run or something, she'll fall over to one side.
oh,
So I've been putting niacin in her food a little bit, and they said I could use calcium too. She's walking on it and seems to be getting a little better, so hopefully it'll heal all the way.
good.
Yeah.
You're so nice.
Sometimes.
Like a whole zoo.
Yeah, that's what it's going to end up. I hope not, though. Okay, so it reads brief on reaction to dogs, uniforms, and lights. Brief on attraction to waters and roads. Brief on reaction to strangers. So that means that they wouldn't, their reaction would be short to dogs, uniforms, lights, water, roads, and strangers.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they wrote that. Almost see brief somebody on the reaction to dogs, but you're probably right. I'm probably seeing it backwards. Brief
Okay.
on reaction to strangers. It's a weird sentence to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like they might have a reaction initially, but then not have a reaction. I mean, because I mean, I'm just thinking about like a 4 to 6 year old. If a stranger approached them, they might be standoffish at first, but let's say the stranger says something like, "Oh, I know mommy and daddy," and maybe even knows their names possibly. And then it would be like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "Just come with me. I'll take you back home." And then something happened. Like I could see that happening. So maybe it
Yeah,
means like the reaction initially would be standoffish, but then they would become used to it. The same thing with water, like, "Oh, we're not supposed to go in water." But no adults are here, so we can go in the water and roads and dogs. I mean, maybe that's
right.
what I think of.
Yeah, the way it's written, I thought it would say brief reaction to strangers, not brief on reaction to strangers.
Right, right. I
But
see what you're saying. Yeah.
anyway, that's all.
Uh, oh, the bunny Basil had a reaction. He stuck his head in and then the goose chirped and he like thumped and then ran under the table. So that's been about all he's done. He didn't
Mandy has
understand
a
what it was.
bunny too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it reads description. If lost as a part of a group with adults, a child is classified based upon adult activity. If with a group of children, subjects are classified based upon the oldest child. Single subjects are in the preschool category regardless of activity unless external force or on wheels. Children age 4 to 6 are more mobile and capable than those in the 1 to 3-year-old category. They run smoothly, gallop, and are able to skip on one foot. They understand being lost and attempt to return home, to a familiar place, or to the caregiver. The mind is a mixture of reason, fantasy, and faulty logic. At 6 years old, a child can be taught to turn around and to note and remember landmarks. At 6 years old, a child is focused on endpoints, although often neglects or is unable to describe all of the decision points along the way. Preschoolers have an allowable home range, outdoor territory for independent travel, play, and exploration. So,
Mm.
their allowable home range, like how far into the woods would that have been? Because they talk about cabins and things like that that they've been to with the children. So, if they think that that is in their allowable home range, how much further than that would they have gotten if they are in the woods?
Right.
Hmm.
It's interesting, eh?
It is very. Thank you for suggesting it.
Hey, you're welcome.
They
Sorry
know.
you have to spend money.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, I would. I don't mind doing that, and it's going to help me, and in analyzing these types of situations anyway. So it's
Right.
good. Um, Bonnie said because they know sharp, hot roads, water are dangerous and scary. Yeah. Para said, I can't really figure out why he did it. It was dark. He's a free roam bunny and he's always had aggression issues, but now I'm looking up anxiety medication. I have lavender that my Canadian landlord brought me back when she went to France, and I'll like rub it on Basil's head sometimes if he's being really anxious. That
Oh,
helps. Why is anyone believing these parents? You don't believe them. So, what is your theory, JDR? And I'll try to keep an eye on chat to see what you think. I don't think we're believing them here. We're just giving the benefit of the doubt, extreme suspicion. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, my channel is allegedly speculating because we're all speculating, and I do encourage and enjoy people with different thought processes and opinions to share because you might could change my mind. You might know something that I don't. You might could make me see things your way. But we all share our thoughts, opinions, and speculations, regardless of whether we agree or disagree, and we're all respectful to everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations. So I would love to know why. I don't think that, especially the stepdad, me personally, I don't think he had anything to do with it. I think they're genuinely lost. The mother is a little suspicious to me, but I don't think she had anything to do with it either personally. I think they were genuinely abducted. That's just my thought. What's your thought, Abellis?
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I believe the parents to a point. There were some odd reactions that they had, in my opinion. I don't know. What does everybody else think? I mean, the mom was weird. Her interview was weird, and she only gave one, right? So,
Yeah. Yep, there was just one interview and it was a little weird.
yeah.
Janie
But,
said, "Oh, sorry, go ahead."
no, I was going to say, but to say from that interview that she did something to the children, I can't say that.
Right. That's kind of where I'm at with it as well because yeah, it was weird, but I don't think she did anything to the children.
Hmm.
Sometimes caverns that were not open before winter will open with spring melt, so they tend to pop up out of nowhere in Canada anyways. Oh, really? That's interesting, Evelyn. I got him fixed because they said it would help with his aggression. Oh, really? I still don't know what to believe. I think the mom's action was weird.
You had a bunny fixed? What?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that because like Basil, I couldn't do it. I can't bear the thought of them taking him into a room where I'm not at and him not understanding what's going on and freaking out. I just couldn't.
Oh, I was just thinking of bunnies loving to have babies.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't get a female.
There you go.
And it said mom was unemotional in my opinion, but why did they never mention mom and brother in 2 units nearby? That's a good point. It's a mystery, said Call Me Cupcake. Good to see you, Call Me Cupcake. The mom didn't make any sense. If you're adorable, don't worry. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with so much. That's so sweet, Veronica. Personally, my gut says the parents were asleep and the kids left and drowned locally. Mom 100% knows something she's lying about. She was asleep and they left on their own and likely drowned. I think that they were asleep and that the kids left on their own. I do. But Brenda says, I think it's foul play. Sorry, love. Go ahead.
So you think they walked away and then got picked up?
I think I think the parents were asleep and being neglectful, and they walked away,
Yeah,
and then somebody abducted them.
right.
I have heard that the dogs tracked to the end of the driveway, but not much further.
Yes.
Spare Time says, I think the parents have knowledge of who has them. I think they were handed off. Evelyn said, I live in the bush and I've seen some weird stuff where you just don't leave trails without knowing and checking it properly first. I agree.
I'm curious where Evelyn lives. What area? What province?
Yeah, if you want to share that, let her know. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this. It says, at 6 years old, a child is focused on endpoints, although often neglectful or is unable to describe all the decision points along the way. Preschoolers have an allowable home range, outdoor territory for independent travel, play, and exploration. Range of lost distances can be 50% greater than home range distances. Many children fail to follow limits parents placed on the home range. 5 to 7-year-old children accompany peers or older playmates to sites beyond view of the house. They have definite interest and may attempt to travel to specific locations. They may easily be drawn by animals. This includes following pets, water, finding a playmate, exploring, following children, or imaginative play, which makes me think like an imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm.
They may not understand the concept of a return trip when engaged in imaginative play. They often follow tracks, trails, and shortcuts that do not easily appear or make sense to adults. When lost, they seek familiarity, looking for landmarks, a path, or a scene that they have experienced. Children this age are difficult to detect because of their size, their small size, and ability to squeeze into small spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Why can't I click? Does it not go that way? Okay. Um. Oh, that's the same one that we were just
Further
reading.
down where it says children this age, I think that's
Okay.
where you're at.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm telling you what to do.
Oh, no, you're good. I appreciate you helping me. It says children this age are difficult to detect because of their small size and ability to squeeze into small spaces. In urban settings, hiding in a structure or yard still accounts for over half of the finds. They are often hiding or sleeping in a structure, including yards and outbuildings. They may hide in trunks, boxes, or appliances and be unable to escape. Often they have been instructed to avoid strangers. They may hide or not respond to searchers. However, when hungry, they tend to become more responsive.
Hmm.
But I'm wondering, maybe we can go back and because I know that the mom says something about strangers. She said they were friendly to strangers, as far as I remember.
He did, yeah.
So that means that if a stranger did approach, that they might have went with them.
She said they talked to anyone, didn't she?
Yep. Yep. I'm going to pull it up and we can watch it and talk about it.
But then would that be when they're with her or when they're alone? Maybe when
Uh,
they're alone they would not.
Maybe. And I don't know if we will. Hey, Minion. Water's number one. I don't know. Maybe they. She says they're friendly at the grocery store. I don't know. Let's. I can't remember exactly. I'll play it so we can get everything.
Can I interrupt 1 second?
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
Somebody said something about the bus had trouble. Just
Mm,
now, there was I didn't see who said that in chat. Yeah, there. Oh, Annie.
hmm. Bus driver's brother's school bus has issues.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look that up. If they got a Ministry of Natural Resources to scout bear caves from the winter, they could have fallen asleep into something like that to stay warm, maybe, or out of the rain because it was raining.
Right.
Horse Lover said Lily's backpack is missing from the home. In my opinion, she packed her bag and her and Jack left because mom and stepdad were passed out midday. I think that's a good possibility too.
Mm.
Hey, Alex. She kicked baby mom off, but her two sons still live there. Yeah. Blue Bella said I could see them both going into water at the same time. Even if one went and was drowning, the other one would probably go in to try to help. These two kids were really close, I believe. Yeah, he says that how they were like more than brother and sister. They were best friends in his interview.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
thought of that too, that if something happened to one, the other one would try to help. So if
Yeah.
Jack fell in a hole, Lily would have tried catching him, or who knows.
Yep. That's very true as well. Okay. So we're going to see what she says about strangers. Interview.
And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just
So that's weird to me that they were they were sleeping and then they know that the kids went outside because they know they went out the sliding glass door because it's pretty much quiet, but this time the door was shut even though they have to fuss at them to shut the door. This one time that the kids go missing, the door is also shut. And how do you, I mean, you don't know necessarily that they were playing outside if you were asleep and then all of a sudden didn't hear them.
That's right. That's one thing about her interview that bothers me too.
Yeah. She keeps switching between past and present tense. I'm going to back it up and listen if she's talking about a past event or if she's referencing them in the past tense. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, Angie.
She keeps saying instantly. Yeah, I think that again is reflective of of bad parenting because she wants to say instantly. She's lying when she says instantly, in my opinion, because the reaction wasn't instant because they weren't watching them like they were supposed to be,
Right.
in my opinion. Good to see you guilty of crime. Hey, always late. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. She said, I think Lily had her backpack because she believed she was being taken to school. School never happened. Where are your children, Malaya and Daniel? I think
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think that they thought they were going to school and somebody picked them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible. With the scent stopping at the end of the driveway.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start this over just to see how much she uses past tense real quick. Interview.
and I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them.
So So she said, I heard them playing, but that past tense was in reference to that day specifically. Like, specifically, I heard them playing and then I didn't. That is normal to me. That past tense so far.
That one, yes. But
watching them,
her next,
and
Sorry,
they
love.
no, her next sentence is weird. The way she words it
Okay. Ah,
to me.
got, okay. I had too much pulled up. I'll go right there. Okay.
and they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens.
Okay, I think I went ahead, not back.
I think you were good.
Lordy have mercy. Okay, sorry.
In the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them.
That's the
And
one.
they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear.
When she said, they're not the type of kids that we, how does she say that? We don't tell them what to do.
She
Um,
said they're not the type of kids we tell them not to play outside. That is worded weird,
it
for
is.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to
It's not
listen
just
to it.
me.
Do what, love?
It's not just me.
Yeah, no. I'm going to listen to it again real quick. Interview.
And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them.
So yeah, that's definitely weird. She was it. I think she was starting to say they're not the type of kids to go outside and play on their own, but she stops and says we tell them not to play outside on their own, which tells me, like, if I'm going to read into it, I would think that that means we tell them not to play outside on their own, but they do play outside on their own because we are inside sleeping in the middle of the day and things like that. Um,
Yes, that's what I think too. It sounded weird to me.
And I think it's reflective of neglectful parenting, but not necessarily nefarious
Right.
happenings.
Bad
That
girl.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you so very much. That was so very sweet of you. Bad Girl said, sending the family my love and support. Pray for Jack and Lily group hugs. XOXO group hugs. Thank you. My goodness, thank you so very much. I really appreciate that.
So
That
sweet.
was that was an amazing. I'm gonna buy Basil some crackers and the geese some mealworms. Oh my goodness, thank you. I appreciate
And
that. Crackers and mealworms.
I'm hungry now.
Thank you so much, Bad Girl. That was so sweet. I appreciate that. Amy said, quote, they're not the type of kids that don't go outside, unquote, a double negative. So they are the type of kids who do go outside on their own. I think that's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Her words don't match, and she left the area right after this interview. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, Miss Kimmy, happy Friday. She definitely mixed her words, but then she probably got 3,000 things going through her head, too. You got a point with that, too.
And probably nervous with the interview. That could be why she only did one too.
Right. Maybe the kids asked if they could go play outside. The parents said yes in hopes to get more sleep, and things went wrong, in my opinion. I think that's possible, too.
Mm-hmm.
Cara, you're so funny. You're so sweet. When you're Janie says, when you're recalling a memory, you say, quote, we looked all over, not we are looking all over. We are looking all around. So yeah, because we looked all over would be past tense, like you're recalling a memory. We are looking and all over, and are looking all around means like right now.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I agree with that, Rhonda. No, you're good. Yeah, I want you to talk. I feel like I keep cutting you off, and I don't mean to.
No, yeah. When you hear me go or whatever, I'll say your name when I would like you to stop if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. There's a thing in human behavior psychology called refracting, and it's when you say the opposite of something as an absolute to deny it even harder. That's interesting.
Hmm.
My mom thought the same of my brother's friends, and my brother was the problem. Hmm, interesting. She starts with what happened, but that's weird because they supposedly don't have a clue what happened. Right, so it's just a speculation that they're trying to figure out. Like her thought process is what she thinks happened, and she's stating it as it is what happened. Get How do you do to get visitors visits on on screen? I don't know.
I think stream this thing I'm on. We're on Streamline,
Oh, StreamYard. Yeah,
StreamYard.
you have to use StreamYard and it lets you bring people up. Okay.
watching them, and they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, like it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're
So she said it sounds like she says we are looking and not we were looking. We are, like you said, we are looking outside, we are looking everywhere, and it would be we were looking. And she
Yeah.
said I had the instinct I needed to call 911, and that was a past tense, but it's a past tense because that event happened before the time period she's speaking right now.
Yeah, she mixes her answers.
She does. Um, She said, Bonnie said, we get up eventually and we eventually call 911 is refracting. I understand what you're saying. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Kathleen says she didn't sound to be happy with Daniel. And I think that's part of it. Honestly, my speculation about that is that I think that maybe she was laying in the bed and laying with the baby, and Daniel was supposed to be keeping somewhat of an eye on the children. And then maybe just me speculating. Again, I was not there. I did not see. I do not know. But I'm thinking that maybe she woke up and saw him in the bed with her, maybe asleep, or him sitting in the room playing on the phone. And then she's thinking in her head, oh my God, you're supposed to be watching the children. And then she realizes she doesn't hear the children. And she says, hey, do you hear the children? And he's like, oh shit, no, I don't. And then that's when everything happens. I think that it's possible that he was supposed to be keeping an eye on the children and he wasn't. And that's what caused the fight. That's what caused her to leave. That's what caused her to block him on social media. But that's again going with no, they don't know what happened. And personally, regardless of what happened in that aspect, I'm not going to be blocking the person on social media. I wouldn't be leaving the area. I would be running through the woods like he was.
Exactly. One thing that I noticed, what she did not say, she didn't mention going to the back uh, bus and asking the mother and the brother to come and help.
She didn't. And that's a good thing to point out. She sure didn't.
Hmm,
Why?
I don't know exactly. And it's his family, right? The
Yes.
mom and the brother. And so would that be why she's mad at him? Is there something going on there? I don't like those two. I don't know them. I've never, whatever, but I don't like the way their story is not told in this whole thing.
Yeah. I don't like that that they're not talking either.
Yeah.
Glitter said, "Isn't it weird?" She says, "I told my partner instead of I asked." It is weird. She calls him partner too, not the kid's stepdad, not my boyfriend.
Mm.
Kalisa, good to see you, says, I'm wondering why mom is overly defensive to prove she's a good parent, even if she's neglectful, still over the top, how all her energy is focused on proving she's a good mom. That's a good point, and a good question. Maybe to keep the baby so they don't take the baby and she loses that the baby too.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts, why is she so upset? My thoughts as well. Yep. Allie said, Abellis, are you First Nation? My very close friends are Juanita.
Anita?
So, oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure you can read that better than I can. She's,
No, I'm not. I'm French going back hundreds of years. You can tell by
okay,
the accent.
yeah. Hey, Katie. Katie said that's what I thought at first, but everyone told me no. You're welcome to speculate here. Hey, D's nuts. Good to see you.
I don't love when you say it. Funny.
um, Bad Girl said, why say partner versus Daniel distancing language? That's true. I think so. All right, I scrolled down. Glitter said, this is how Candace Wells was. It always puzzles me when they can say these things. Why weren't they doing these things? It shows that they know what they're supposed to be doing and they just chose not to. I agree.
She also didn't say that she called anyone right away. I would have been calling neighbors. I mean, 911 first, yes, but then calling other people, and one of them can stay at the house doing making phone calls, and the other one can go look.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Now he says he jumped in the car and was looking in culverts and paths and things, but that's not neighbors and things.
And that's odd to me also, because getting in a car when the children were just there, if they were just there, I would be looking on foot first. I wouldn't be driving off.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
would
just
think
me, or
no, I would think I would run to the woods initially, just run through screaming their names and then jump in the car after I had ran everywhere that they could possibly be.
so
Would be
maybe they're thinking they might have gone out the front door.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because in the backyard, why would he jump in the car in the front if they're thought to be in the back?
You're right. And that would I mean if they said they got out the sliding glass door and went in the back. I mean, that could explain why. If they went out the front door, that could explain why the grandmother and the brother didn't hear anything. Why the trail goes to the end of the driveway,
Right.
and she took her book bag. I mean, I think the fact that she took her book bag, she was packing for her and Jack to either go to school or go somewhere.
Yeah. So now I'm tending to think more that they went out the front, and that they think they went out the front, the two parents.
Yep, me too. Hey, Tony. Kalisa, yeah, the kids were last seen in their room at 8 a.m. I have that on the dispatch audio, and they didn't call until 9:40. So that's like an hour and 40 minutes that they didn't know where they were,
True.
in my opinion. Adopt a Cat 28. Hi, how are you? Y'all got so many good comments. We're going to get right back to the interview, but I'm trying to go through all your comments. Um, Hannah said if the parents had anything to do with this, they would have said they saw them to the bus Friday morning and then nothing. That would be I mean, it's possible, but if they know the bus has cameras, that would like it would be game over then. Not necessarily that it's a game, but they would be caught at that point.
Right.
Could they have made the kids think they were going to school, took them to the end of the driveway and passed them off to somebody else? It's possible. It's possible speculation.
That's scary.
It is, but him wanting polygraph and everybody else polygraphed, I think if that actually happens, would defeat that purpose. Because I don't think you could lie. I mean, I guess he could, but it's odd to me that he asked for polygraph. Now I know that guilty people have asked for polygraphs and they were ended up being guilty, but um,
Yeah,
the fact,
he may think that he can beat it.
yeah,
Sorry, I interrupted you.
no, no, you're good. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they had internet, but sometimes it went down. Carolina said, I really hope and pray the parents of Jack and Lily had nothing nefarious to do with their disappearance because if they are responsible, they are wasting precious RCMP time and many volunteers' time. Yeah, I agree.
True.
Something is wrong with the search, no doubt about that, but there are so many ways they could go missing to begin with. It happens fast with kids. It does. Okay, we'll play some more of this audio.
Both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the
So there, she said they will speak to anyone in a store, and they're extremely sweet kids. Red Moon, thank you for gifting a membership. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. That went to Allison. Allison with the yellow rose. If you are here and you were gifted from Red Moon Blessed and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Red Moon Blessed thank you, and I'll grab the crazy train and pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much, Red Moon Blessed. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down because y'all have a lot of really great comments. Hello to everybody coming in. Feels like she is explaining them off to someone. Cars don't just swing by. Yeah, it's a rural area. And I think honestly, okay, they were upset about them not issuing an Amber Alert like out the gate. But in Nova Scotia, to issue an Amber Alert, they've got to have a description of the vehicle that they have to know it's not a description of the vehicle, excuse me, scratch that misinformation. The criteria is they have to know an abduction occurred. And at that point, the RCMP could not say definitively that an abduction occurred because they were still searching the woods. And I think the mom thought an abduction occurred. So I think personally that she's saying, you know, they're really friendly. They'll talk to strangers. They'll talk to anybody in a store because she wanted everybody to know. She also talks about she was sending text, but the text messages, I guess the non intrusive alerts weren't going to people and people weren't aware. I think she thought initially that someone had abducted them like right out the gate, and she was upset and trying to get the RMP and the public to understand that they needed to be looking and they needed to close the borders and be looking more towards an abduction as opposed to them going disappearing in the woods, basically,
Right.
is my thought on that.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know, right? Oh, it's so it's so frustrating every time.
It is.
Mm. Yeah, I don't see them going in the back either.
I
There would
don't.
be signs, like you keep saying, you know, the diaper would have been found somewhere.
Yeah, and Trees pointed out if the children were playing in the backyard, no one could have seen them from the road driving by, which is true, which makes me wonder why does she think automatically that they were abducted so quickly?
And we did see a toy in the front yard, so they would have played there at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued, not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids.
Now that is because their paternal side of the family said that they were autistic and nonverbal. The teacher said that they spoke, but you couldn't understand what they were saying. In the video I played of the birthday party, Lily says birthday, and I understood it clearly. And I think that's why she's pushing that narrative necessarily.
Right. And again, I noticed again that everybody loved them and shakes her head.
Mm, let's go back to that. I didn't even notice that. Should be maybe right here. Okay. Glitter is forever. Thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. I will grab the crazy train and pick you up and we'll go to Speculation Station. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you, Glitter. Okay. So I wanted to see that because it would make sense with the screaming and stuff. Like maybe that's a point of contention on the property with the grandmother.
Right.
Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be.
So right now she's shaking her head yes, as if this is an actual event, and it makes sense that it would have been an actual event because not everybody would have known initially with the non-intrusive alert.
Right.
But she's shaking her head yes to that.
Alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal.
She did. She definitely did shake her head no real quick. It was very quick, but when she said everybody loves them, she shook her head no.
Yeah, it was very brief.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Cara just came through and dropped 10 memberships. Thank you so very much for that. Those went to Jazzy Girl, Lisa Gillett, Mandy, True Crime Snoopy, Bridget, Moonlight Magic, Brad Fine, Pretty Sad Eyes, David Wyatt, and Lindsay Peters. If you were gifted from Cara and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Cara thank you, and I will grab the Polar Express and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Cara. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Cara.
Cute.
Yeah.
My favorite train.
I know, you and Cara, I play the Polar Express because I know y'all like the Polar Express one.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Rachel said we have county alerts here and they use them for any age missing. We have a teen group home a few miles away and it gets alerts and get alerts if they run away.
Good.
Yeah, that is good. Let's put Anne says, sorry, I was putting this pain salve because my back was hurting and now I got it all over my hands. Anne said, and everybody's like, Daniel's mom and brother, annoying kids to them. I think it's possible. That's what I was saying, because she shook her head no when she said everybody loves them, and I'm wondering because Daniel and Malaya had been together for 3 years, and they have the baby Meadow. Okay, and the way that Lily screams, the bus driver even talks about the way she would screech. If she came into your life and you weren't equipped to deal with that type of stuff, it could be a sense of contention. It also stands out to me that they say Daniel and Malaya and the children lived in the home that was Daniel's childhood home, but the grandmother and the brother live in the RV. Like that, I mean, I think I'm going to say I could speculate, and it's just a speculation, that maybe they moved out there because they couldn't handle the screaming all the time in the house. So they said, you know what, y'all just stay here. We'll go back here because I can't deal with the screaming. And I think it could possibly be a point of contention. I don't know that it was, it's just a speculation.
That's a great point.
Oh, thank you.
You. Yeah, there's something odd about those two in the back. to me. Still,
Yeah.
I know I'm repeating myself. Sorry, Jack.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, I think we're all repeating ourselves at this point. I don't know. I have an article pulled up. I'll finish this interview with the mom and then we'll look at some articles to see if we can find out what the dogs found out and about this bus driver's brother because I know you were saying there was a video on it and I will look into that, but I have to be very careful. I try to only present information that I can verify, so I'm going to try to verify the bus driver's brother theory, but I don't know if I will be able to. Um, Motive may be with mom, in my opinion, wanting her house back. Daniel got a job even now. Hmm,
Interesting.
that is interesting. How about their own bio dad? Heard he never seen them. Somebody sent me a screenshot that he had just gotten out of jail or prison right before they disappeared. I don't think he has really much to do with them.
Right before they disappeared? That's odd.
Yeah, but it was just a Facebook post. I'll see if I can find it. I found it again like yesterday or the other day. I'll scroll and see if I can find it real quick and try to send it to myself. But it's just a Facebook post and just like with the party, the screenshots that I have with that, they're just Facebook posts and I can't like it could be anybody as far as we know. Like we don't know. I can't verify it, but I will try to find that again.
Yeah, that's right. But you're always great about telling us that you can't verify it. You're always transparent. So
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes. Michelle M., you're correct. Before they can issue an Amber Alert, there has to be verification that the children were abducted. Okay.
And they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
My issue with her interview is the fact that you heard them in the room playing, but then you didn't. Okay, that's just going to go over what we've talked about. Hey, just me.
can I just say something really quickly?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so she's an indigenous girl, and indigenous people I've met, the culture is different. They're not the people I've met have not been outwardly, um, jumping around in joy and things like that. Like they more reserved. Stupid
Mhm.
word to use. I'm sorry. I apologize, but
No, you're
um,
good.
uh, you know, quieter. So it could be a cultural thing with her.
It could be. I could see that. I mean, from what I've heard, again, I'm not indigenous. I don't know, but from what I remember, that brought a thought to my mind, and I've watched videos on it. I have some native ancestry that is Cherokee in my family, and my grandmother was very strong Cherokee. So I researched into it a lot, and a lot when I was a lot younger, and I remember reading things that said that they didn't trust the government because the government would come and use CPS to take their children. Um, so I could see something, her being more reserved.
Absolutely.
That was back in the 40s and 50s in America, but I mean to this day, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it goes on with the generations, the fear and the stories. And, like I said, one who had her little orange t-shirt stolen, she's
Yeah,
younger than I am, you know,
yeah,
it's not that
and that's
long
sad.
ago. Yeah.
Hey, Quita parts, that's possible, but I hope not. Okay, this was emailed to me by somebody, and I do appreciate them emailing me this. I do have several screenshots of this now. Again, like I just said, This is a Facebook post. You know, somebody's child could have posted this. We don't know. It could be somebody in uh, the middle of the East China Sea, for all we know. We don't know who this was. We don't know where it came from. We don't know. But the Facebook post says, Melissa responding to somebody, quarter to Cody Sullivan is not in jail. He just got released a few weeks ago. That's what I've been reading, and that's the kid's real dad. His name is Cody Sullivan. Oh,
Thought it
somebody
was
said,
Jim Sullivan.
see, it could be. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Cody
Mm.
Sullivan, and you're saying Jim Sullivan. Somebody
I
said F off.
I heard Jim a long time ago. Like, well, a long time ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so see, that even stresses the point even more. We don't, it could be just some random thing. Maybe his name is Cody Jim
Yeah,
Sullivan. I don't know, but,
possibly.
or it could all be BS. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I have on that.
The Jim part too. But I think I read it in a media article.
Okay, well,
I
that would
think.
make more sense.
Yeah.
Because there was some media about him saying, or that side of the family saying the kids were nonverbal, but Lord knows where that's at. I don't know. I read so many articles.
Yeah.
This is a third world country, so imagine all of the corruption on top of being not efficient at all with law enforcement. Yeah, I've heard that like it's very rustic in certain areas. I know that thank you, Rhonda. I know that they don't have a lot of phone service, internet service and things like that. Daniel worked at a sawmill but didn't have work all a lot.
I
So
think. Sorry to interrupt you.
no, you're good.
I think Veronica was talking about Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank you for
think.
clarifying that. No, we're gonna look him up. As a matter of fact, let's do that since we're already talking about that. So first,
Scratch the Paint is asking if you've looked up Cody Sullivan.
that's what I'm gonna do now.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm gonna see first if I can get his real name. Um, to see. Okay, well that's not correct. So let's see what we can find. I don't know. I can't pull up like criminal records or anything because Canada doesn't share that. But let's try Cody first.
You'll never know what I did.
What?
All
Oh,
my friends.
yeah. I wish you could get it, but I don't. I don't think that they share it with their sorry people that live there either,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I should look it up.
Um,
Mhm.
Cody Lee Sullivan is what this says. There's a video.
No,
Now,
okay.
we can look at it, but again, I can't verify this. I don't know if it's true, but we can see
I
what
have
it
got a lot
says.
of questions regarding.
This
So
is from,
where did I get Jim from? Jim Sullivan. Oh
I don't
God.
know. I mean, you could be right. I don't know.
I mean, I know I saw it, so, but you know,
Yeah,
it could have been wrong enough.
I don't know. So this is from Evil Exist. We'll see what it says. Again, I haven't verified this, and I don't know that they have either. So I can't say that this is definitively true or not. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna grab their links and drop them for y'all. This is from Evil Exist.
I have got a lot of questions regarding the biological father of Lily and Jack Sullivan. Who is he? Where is he? Why haven't we heard from him? And the list goes on. I have been digging into this for the past couple of days, and can finally bring you all the information I could find on him. Lily and Jack's biological father's name is Cody Lee Sullivan. There has been a lot of speculation surrounding him, with some claiming that his reason for not speaking out about his children's disappearance is because he is in prison. I can confirm that he is not in prison and is awaiting an October 2025 court date. Cody was born in the year 1996 and as far as I know has two children, Jack and Lilly. On Friday, June 21st of 2024, shortly after 8 p.m., a local resident was robbed of a high-priced item. The police received a complaint from an online marketplace seller, who stated they had met up with the purchaser at the agreed-upon place, when the purchaser, who we now know was Cody Sullivan, produced a knife. He demanded the merchandise and then left the area in a pickup truck. The seller was able to get a description of the vehicle and its last known direction of travel, which enabled police officers to catch up with the suspect vehicle quickly. The merchandise was located inside the vehicle and returned to the seller. Thankfully, no one was injured during this incident. The suspect, Cody Lee Sullivan, was arrested and held in custody. The next day, the 22nd June, he appeared before a judge and was released on bail. Why he hasn't come out to speak about his missing children and plead to find them.
Now, my only issue with this is how did he get the information?
Yeah. The other thing is, just for information purposes, Prince George is here in BC, not back here. The town of Prince George is here in British Columbia.
Really? And you're
Mhm.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I would take it with a grain of salt. Miss North's Musings, thank you for being here, said no, they don't have a registry the public can access or even contact communities for RSOs. Some have claimed your family, friends, and neighbors let you know. That's absurd, in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah. I think the children were happy, so I don't even know if they were autistic. She could have gotten them tested. If they had difficulty speaking, they could have speech therapy. From what I understand, like the list to have children tested is really long, and I think they were on it, but hadn't been tested yet. So I don't know. I I agree with that, Bonnie Craig. They didn't have breakfast either, and I think that they were trying to get their parents up so they could have breakfast.
That's a good point. They
And
do
if
look
some,
happy and
they
healthy,
do.
you know.
Mm-hmm. They do. And if somebody came by, yeah, and they're hungry, I don't know. That could be why they went to school because they knew they'd get food. It's sad.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play this, but again, I don't know about this. I don't know if it's true. I can't verify it.
I don't know. I don't know how involved he was in the raising of them. Something that online sleuths are pointing out is that Lily and Jack seem to be very close with the stepfather. In this picture, we can see them standing close to him instead of their mother. From someone claiming to be Daniel's friend, it was said that he does more for the children than their own mother. Tables are quickly turning, while he is getting more support, as he is the only one at this point, speaking to media and trying to work with police by staying at the property and allowing them to search wherever they want. The mother, on the other hand, has been missing in action. She left and has not pleaded for her kids to be returned, even though she thinks they've been kidnapped. It speaks volumes.
No, I agree with the fact that Daniel. That's why I don't think Daniel had anything to do with them going missing because he's so adamant about trying to find them.
And very active.
Yep.
Glitter, I think Lily was sick that morning.
Yeah, so they kept them both out for some reason. Cody's sister was the one who said they were nonverbal, but apparently hadn't had contact with them. That's why the mom said they could talk. Thank you for that. I think so too.
Right.
So Bonnie said, was the bus canceled for Friday? If so, Lily didn't know. Right. She didn't know, and she would have no concept of time. So if she is trying to wake mom and dad up and they're in the bed asleep and she thinks that she needs to go to school, she's going to get herself and Jack ready to go to school, and they would have been standing at the end of the driveway at way past the time the bus got there and just standing there waiting for the bus probably or something, and somebody could have drove by and picked them up.
Yeah, she may have tried to be a big girl, and come on, I'll take you to school. We'll be
Right.
okay. A big sister.
Right. So, um, I see the article that I looked at, all the articles I've seen, but that's all I see about the bus driver. And this is the map that shows everywhere that they've searched.
It's a big area.
It is. Okay, now we can watch Daniel's interview and see how many times he uses past tense. This is one that I have, it's probably not all of them. This interview is from the Canadian Press and it's from 5 days ago.
I know they took their boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack with dinosaurs on them. Lily.
And they wore their boots on the bus because the bus driver references them specifically Jack throwing his boots at the bus driver. So I think that it's very possible she was going to take them, getting them ready to go to school, and just didn't realize that it was way past time for the bus driver to have come to pick them up. You know,
Right.
I don't know what time they would catch the bus, but the bus would have probably come and not seen them and then kept on going because he would have figured they weren't going to school that day.
I wouldn't have seen them on Friday. I think he said he saw them last on Tuesday. Is that right?
Yes, Tuesday
Yeah.
evening or Tuesday afternoon when he was dropping them off at the end of the driveway to come home from school. So
Yeah.
basically how it works here is the bus would come and they would stop at the house, and then if no child came out in a few minutes or no child was already outside, they would just keep going. And that if the kids were being kept home from school, the parents would not have gotten up to take them to the end of the driveway to meet the bus driver, so he would have stopped and then realized they weren't coming out or he didn't see them and then continued on his route. And then a couple hours passes, the kids wake up and get moving and are going around, and they're like, okay, mom and dad aren't getting up, so we're gonna have to go to school. And they go to the end of the driveway 2, 3, 4 hours after the bus driver has already come and gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jane. I'm glad. Thank you for being here and thank you for saying thank you. The police could have called him and informed him, maybe.
Informed who? The bus driver or the dad or Daniel?
Maybe the
Oh,
bus driver, but I'm sure, like, if I'm thinking about it, the police probably would have called the school when they first reported missing just to check, and that's how the school would have found out, and the bus driver would have known that afternoon, maybe.
right.
Um, yeah, they threw boots at the bus driver.
The bus driver said he was famous for throwing his boots at him.
Yeah, in the article. I can try to pull that article up. I'll pull that article up after we watch him. I want to see how many times he uses past tense, and then I'll pull up the article about the bus driver.
He had her backpack with white, and it was white with strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up one for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters are still in the air, and they had dogs. They took around the dogs today, and as of last night, they had 8 more drones going on in the infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that.
Right there, he said Jack absolutely loves, so that's present tense.
Yeah.
So about the bus driver going to the end of the driveway, what I'm saying is the bus driver did that 2 or 3 hours before they might have walked down there. To be clear, Jane Trier, thank you so much for gifting 5 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. Those went to WJW Willow, Catherine Willie, Tracy Dell, Robin Coldren, and Joker. If you were gifted from Jane and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Jane thank you, and I will grab the crazy train and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station.
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Thank you so much, Jane. I really appreciate that.
Jane's dog looks adorable.
Yes, it does. It's so cute.
He's got a watermelon.
Did he have a watermelon? I thought it was a cone.
Oh, is that a cone? It
No,
looks
it
like.
looks like a watermelon. That's so cute. When I was little, my friend's mom had a string of bells up high on the sliding glass door. It was very quiet. We could unlock it so the bells would clang whenever we opened it. I have bells on my sliding glass door too.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had well, my dog is gone now, unfortunately, but I had a sticker for her because she would she would run right into the screen door. So at her level, I put something so that she would see it instead of smashing through the screen door. 130-pound dog.
Right. Yeah. Probably a great idea.
But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack.
So he said he talks about Jack loves bugs. I'm gonna back it up, but he says Lily loved. He's using past tense for Lily, but present tense for Jack so far.
Get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack. Bugs, they're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
So that's weird to me because it sounded, and I could have misheard if he was saying loves or loved because it's hard to kind of understand. I could definitely be mishearing it, but it sounded like he was using present tense for Jack and past tense for Lily.
I think he said present tense once for Lily and once and past tense once in the 2 times that he had that he said it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's still a little scary.
Yeah.
Bonnie said he looked everywhere, including knee-high water and a lake and the roads and all the coverts and all the woods in 10 minutes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's questionable. I've heard 20 minutes too, but yeah. It's not confirmed that it's a scar, but I talk about it real briefly. My thought on it. So I'll play that and then I'll talk about the bus driver.
On them.
A lot of people have pointed out this picture of the stepdad with this scratch under his eye. I don't find it suspicious considering that he has been running in the woods and probably getting slapped in the face with tree branches and things like that. And if we look at this photo of his hand holding the phone, we can see that there are also thorns all in his hands. So I honestly think that that scratch is just from running through the woods. Abellis told me about this photo as well, and if you look at his thumb here, here, there's scratches like from thorn bushes and like smacking, trying to keep limbs from smacking you in the face and just frantically grabbing brush and moving it to look for the kids. There's dirt under his fingernails, and unless he's been like digging in the garden, I would think that's from, again, just grabbing brush and jerking it up and looking under it and things. Oh, Bonnie Craig said, why didn't Daniel check with his mother and brother before running off to see if they were there or if they'd seen them? That's a good question. I think that, again, it makes me think that they didn't have a real good relationship with the kids, or that
Yeah.
it would, they stayed away because of the screaming, possibly. And so he knew automatically that they wouldn't have been there. I don't know why he wouldn't have asked had they seen them, though. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's what bugs me too. Like I was saying earlier, that they just went looking, and there were supposed to be 2 people behind the house. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true. Okay, so I'm going to change my background real quick so that we can understand that that was a previous.
That's a pretty background.
Thank you. I thought it was cool. I like the mountains. Okay. So this is what the bus driver, or the article that states what the bus driver has said. This is the only thing I found so far about the bus driver. Disappearance of two children has rocked rural Nova Scotia community. Here's the bus driver. Bus driver Brian Ward shows where missing children Jack 4 and Lily Sullivan 6 sat on his bus on May 8th, 2025. Every day this week, the children aboard the big yellow school bus peered out the window as they passed the white trailer on the side of Gerlach Road. Quote, have they found Jack and Lily yet? Unquote, they asked bus driver Brian Ward every afternoon. Quote, not yet, unquote, Mr. Ward says as he told the children. Quote, the police are doing everything they can, unquote. Lily and Jack's seat in the front to the right has sat empty with their names still taped above it since April 29th when Mr. Ward last dropped them off at the end of the dirt driveway after school. The case of the missing siblings 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack, who disappeared from their home without a trace nearly a week ago, has rocked the rural, sparsely populated community of Lansdowne, northeast of Halifax and Pictou County. Quote, I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated, unquote, said Mr. Ward, whose children are friends with Lily and Jack and often sat with them on the bus ride home from school. Quote, I can't even sleep at night, unquote. Both kids attend Salt Springs Elementary School, a small rural school about a 20-minute bus ride from their home that serves 86 children from communities across southern Pictou County. The school has been provided with psychologists, counselors, and other school board support staff to help, quote, staff members and students with questions and providing calm coping strategies during this difficult time, Central Regional Center for Education spokesperson Jennifer Rogers said. Mr. Ward said he headed into the woods on his ATV to look for Lily and Jack as soon as he heard the children had been reported missing on the morning of May 2nd. RCMP have said they believe the children wandered away from the home. He described the kids as full of life, always smiling and laughing. Lily would let out these high-pitched squeals, he said. Quote, I'd get after her all the time. Lily, you can't be doing that, unquote. He also described her as a bit of a drama queen. Quote, if she had a sore foot, she'd say her foot was broken, unquote, he said with a laugh. Jack sometimes fell asleep on the way home from school, but more often than not, he was chatty. Quote, he'd say, bus driver, hey, bus driver, Mr. Ward recalled, unquote. Quote, if he was trying to talk to you and he couldn't get your attention, the little bugger would take his boot off and throw it at you. Jack is famous for throwing his boots at me, unquote. So that's what tells me that, like, it's a learned behavior that if an adult isn't paying attention to you, in order to get their attention, you throw your boots at them.
Right. And maybe the two adults threw things at each other too to get each other's attention, or
Yeah,
you know.
that's possible.
Something I noticed, people said that there was a bald man with a mustache in the area. Now the bus driver is balding with facial hair. I'm not accusing him. I'm just, everybody's a suspect at this point, right? So
Yeah, that's true. They were parked at a reserve type place and driving a black Honda CRV. That's in the dispatch audio. We can play that after this if you guys want to.
I wonder if the police, I mean, they must have talked.
Yeah, they must have talked to him. But
Because
I
the
don't
bus
know.
drivers, if they walked out to the road after the school bus passed, and then he comes back from his run, and he knows them, I mean, anything is possible, right?
Right, I was muted. Yeah, I agree. I think so. I mean, yeah. Just me said, where's the bus cover? Pictou County or Salt Springs Elementary School. I think they said there's like 20 minutes in between bus stops at some points.
So, somebody doing something nefarious, he drives all the children comes back with nobody on the bus. He sees two little kids on the side of the road, nobody around. A predator would probably jump at that.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the person who saw the bald man with the mustache, if they know the bus driver. It's a small community, but
No, yeah, I don't think that they would have. It was a neighbor.
right.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Thank you, Paula. Joy, I'll play the birthday song for you. I know it was yesterday, but I'll play that for you at the end if you're still here.
Happy birthday, Joy.
Yay! Okay. Inside the family's trailer, paintings and awards hang in the small, well worn kitchen. And one piece of art, Lily says her mom makes cupcakes and plays with toys and watches movies. Quote, I love my mom, unquote, she wrote neatly in pencil. There's also a red painting by Jack of an insect. Family members have said he loves to dig for worms and would turn over pieces of wood to look for bugs. Let's go back and look at the end of the first article we started reading, and then we will talk about rumors and speculation.
So, Joy, we were waiting for you yesterday.
May 9th, 2025. Lily and Jack have been missing for more than a week. Mr. Martell says he's been exceedingly cooperative with investigators. Quote, I gave them everything from my phone. I asked for a lie detector test and drug test. I am the only one trying to move this forward and give any information that I have, unquote. So that went back down a little bit to the article I was reading in this because I had to step away for just a second. I apologize. Okay, we were going to go to dispatch audio next, so let's do that. I have that on my channel as well. Okay, this is going to be everything that I found from the day that they went missing. And the part about the suspect is towards the end, but there is some important stuff talked about that in this. Oh no, Joe, I don't know why you got timed out. But it's good to see you. Queen of Hearts said it would make sense for an abductor type person to learn the bus route come before or after. Yeah. And I think that's why they're asking for trail cams. Has anybody not seen? Is anybody here not seen the update about the trail cams? Because I'll play that again too. He is the only one that's looking for the kids, or appears to be.
Constable Mason, Responder.
Oh, okay.
Any members on scene there on Garlock Road? Anybody able to obtain some photographs of these children for Stratcoms?
I hear you loud and clear. I don't know if they're back on Pictou County channel or not.
Okay, I would hope not. Can you liaise with somebody down there, Bravo 3, if you're heading to the scene to try and get some photographs? You can email them into the risk manager queue if you want. Try and get a media release out.
In the truck, so the car, so that's maybe why I can hear you. Maybe they're on portable and they can't hear you. But I'll be there in a minute. I'm not far, and I'll relay that.
So this was to prove that from the very first thing I found on the dispatch audio was that they were asking for pictures for media release immediately, and that they're having issue getting cell reception down there. That's why they're talking about they can hear you in the car, but not really anywhere else. And so that's kind of what I was trying to show you with that part of the audio. That down there, it's just hard to get cell reception.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Excuse me.
Bravo 3, go ahead.
All right, so there is no portable reception down here. However, the cars do work. So Constable Mason's vehicle now, she's got her radio on the loud hailer, so she'll be able to hear us. She has no phone reception, but she does have photo of the two kids. The 6-year-old is the girl, I believe, and she's wearing pink. The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots. So, yeah, I think that's all we kind of have right now.
10-4, since radio service is not bad, do you guys want an extended timer there, a 10-6 timer? I can give you a monitor?
Yeah, definitely. Give us 2 hours, and then ask the risk manager if he wants Constable Mason to depart there to go get some phone service to send those images or not. The drone operator is still on scene with the mom, so.
So again, they're talking about leaving to get phones for cell reception, and they've got drones already, which is really early after they were reported missing.
Yeah, they were pretty quick.
They were really, like, with drones and helicopters, they had divers to search the lake, like, almost immediately.
Yeah.
10-4.
With the service, we can get those photos to them.
Sorry, you want her to go get service to send the photos?
Hey, Carrie.
Sergeant Young, go somewhere and get service and get those photos sent off. Just make sure Mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
Your services from our pass. Go ahead, patrol. You get my take off from the house and go north up to the lake, just to the north of residence. You're just going to do a low fly around the coast there. That's the Lansdowne Lake, just west of Carolina Road.
So that's showing that they're flying around the lake and looking there.
Confirm you want to check the lake kind of northwest of the residence?
Yeah, 10-4.
Okay, so you're going to do that Lansdowne Lake, is it?
Yeah, I just guys have already had a look there.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, let me know when you launch, and we're just going to keep working this heavily wooded area just behind the residence.
It's a packet truck giving the dog a break. We're going to do the residence and property over again while we wait.
So that's showing that they did search the house and the property, and they're searching the woods, and they're about to do it over again. So they did it several times that day.
Yeah.
Joe said, yeah, RCMP is ticking all the boxes. Very soon the parents will be the only targets of the investigation. I mean, if they did something.
Yeah. I don't know. Daniel, I don't get a bad feeling from Daniel.
I don't either. Honestly.
Yeah.
Vickers from Bishop, you copy? Now,
This part breaks up.
in the bedroom, we called this morning, and they haven't been seen since then. I need to get a good statement and figure stuff out.
Was that you I heard on here that was going to do a search of the residence again?
So that proves that they were last seen at 8 a.m. in their bedroom, and he's going to get a better statement. Yet 911 wasn't called until 9:40.
Right. That's odd. I
That
guess
is.
you would start looking, not knowing, you're not expecting your children to disappear all of a sudden.
Right.
But that's a long time. After
It
about
is.
half an hour, maybe even 15 minutes for two small little kids like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. They were going to do the property and the residence again.
Copy that.
Copy, and just for everyone's awareness, based on the profile, the children could have traveled at least 6 kilometers. So keep that in mind.
Sergeant Young, for your awareness, their media release has been put out in a non-intrusive alert as been sent out for Pictou County.
Perfect, thank you.
Back in the car there. No service. Go again. Just speaking of risk matcher, just
confirming if you need the drone that was just freed up here in Colchester. We can send it to your way if you wish. It's thermal. Yeah, that'd be great. A lot of area to cover. We're out in the sticks here. You're very familiar. Copy, Constable Tenapple. I'll tell him to report.
That was weird to me how he said, like, yeah, we're going to need that. It's out in the sticks here. You're very familiar. Like, it's odd to me that he said you're familiar. Are you familiar with the area? Familiar with the people? Familiar with the property specifically? Like, I have questions.
I would think the forest, maybe, like familiar with the way the conditions are at that point.
Okay, and that makes sense because they're referencing thermal drones. So,
Yeah. Something else I was going to mention real quick. In that app that you bought today,
mhm.
there is mention of how far these children could have gone depending on age and conditions and everything like that.
Okay, so we'll pull that up next. After we finish the dispatch audio, I'll open it up and see what I can find right now.
Report to you. Thanks.
Member is here on Garlock Road. We just had a 911 call. Can I go ahead with the details?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had a call via 911 from a Karen Palm. Time delay about 5 minutes. She was just driving past a black Honda CRV, Nova Scotia marker Golf Mike Fox that left the outdoor recreational park close to the residence. It is permanently closed. Complaint is unsure if related, but it felt a bit strange to her. Driver was a white male around 50 years old, bald with a mustache. I can send that down to your MWS if it's easier.
So that's the suspect that they were talking about, and the bus driver was bald with a mustache. To be fair, I mean, if we're looking at all avenues and possibilities,
I wonder what kind of car he's driving.
yeah, me too. I wonder if when he's not driving the bus, if he's driving a black Honda CRV.
Right. Or if somebody he knows has one, or you know, if he has a wife or husband or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, Jupiter. Queen of Hearts. Yeah, the missing person behavior app. Bella's told me about it, and I bought it so that we could look at it and see what it says. There's no way they got anywhere that far without someone being involved, in my opinion. I think they were abducted, and I did find where it talks about abduction specifically. We went over children of their age range. I don't know how to use this app yet, but
Yeah, I didn't find it extremely user friendly, but
so you said would it be in stats? Oh yeah, distance traveled. Okay. But I don't know if it's for children or what. Okay, so I'll screenshot this and we'll talk about that too.
I can't open mine, otherwise I'd eat myself out.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Paula said, thanks to all who are searching and doing their very best to get answers. The children were so sweet. They do seem to be so sweet. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Look at Lily and her little hat.
I know, with her little diploma there.
Looks so mischievous.
She does. Absolutely adorable.
And he's got a little bruise on his face in that picture, and other people have mentioned that before.
Yeah, that little bruise right there under his chin.
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah, that is concerning.
You know, they live in the sticks, right? So
yeah,
and they have, you know, a nice backyard with lots of toys, and he could hurt himself on anything. But anyway, it's just something to mention.
Yeah.
Got a copy of Bravo 3, deactivate and reactivate me to this one.
10-4 just came as an update there. Do you want me to send it to your MWS?
10-4, I think you probably sent it to all of us there.
What was that address?
Looks like the address is 0 Gerlock Road.
Negative at the moment here. We're just over at the park and just still on the search pattern here. But we were just curious to know if you wanted us to kind of get eyes on that vehicle right away.
I'll quickly there just give her a call, see if I can get a direction of travel from her, and that way, if we do need to, we'll know which way they went.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Looks like it's gated. From our vantage point, standby one.
Hold on. Okay. I was going through my email and getting these screenshots pulled up, so let me do that. Okay. Dang, that might have been one that we went over already. No, that wasn't. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling down all these graphs. Hold on just a minute. Okay, now I should be able to pull all of this up. I can't promise what order it's going to show up in, but oh, it would help if I pulled it up first. Okay. So, try this one. Actually, it's going to, I'll be able to hit the arrows and go either way. When I do this, my mouse is going to be, like, it shows every move that my mouse makes, so I apologize for that. It'll be a little weird. Okay. Oh, okay, so this was the abduction thing, like abduction for I think it was a 4 to 6 year old, but I could be wrong. I was trying to make sure I did it with just children. Hold on, let me go back to the beginning. Okay. So for abduction, it says subject profile, tactical brief, several points of interest, concealed 55% look in and under, look in debris piles, discarded evidence often among roads, encounter with perpetrator possible, clandestine graves would be shallow, close to the road or close to water or road, downhill, changes in vegetation, surface, or color if there's a shallow grave. Signs of passage, depression or pushing up in cracks in soil.
I wonder why downhill.
Yeah,
That's odd.
that's odd to me as well.
Hmm.
Okay. It says, description. Data for abductions is mostly drawn from stranger abduction of children data sources. The Brown et al. Report focuses only on homicides. However, it is important to note that not all abductions end in what I'm going to assume to say homicide.
Right.
That's starting the graphs. Okay, yeah, this is next. Not all abductions end in homicide. The ISRID database, although much more limited in number, does include cases in which the subject is found alive. While the vast majority of abductions are family abductions, these incidents will not usually result in a formal search effort. Other types of abductions exist, but it is not clear how often they result in searches. It is assumed that data for abducted adults may be somewhat similar. Sorry, Basil thumped. I didn't know what was going on. He's laid down now, though, so he's okay. Okay, it is assumed that data for abducted adults may be somewhat similar, although attempts to hide the body are less common with murdered adults, 14%, than children, which is 55.4%. and it is more difficult to move an adult body. In abduction cases, the behavior of the missing subject becomes somewhat irrelevant, and the behavior of a perpetrator drives the incident. Sorry. More than half the cases, 60% for abducted children, start as simple as oh my goodness, I'll be able to read in a minute. Okay. More than half of the cases, 60% for abducted children, start as simple lost person cases. Yet, search planners should avoid total emphasis on the abduction scenario, i.e., conduct a search effort along with an abduction investigation, since only 1 in 10,000 missing children reports is an abduction. ISRID search data contains statistics for abducted children with more ominous results. 4% of searches in the urban environment and 0.3% in the wilderness rural setting are abductions. So that 0.3% makes it look like it's not looking good as far as statistically when we talk about an abduction in this case.
Yeah. 1 in 10,000. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually. It's interesting.
It says, whoa. Did it go? Okay, hold on. I lost my place. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay, that's not it either. Hold on just a minute. I lost my spot. Okay, that is it.
Yeah, that's it, I think, at the bottom.
Okay. Yes. Not all abductions end in fatality. 16% are found alive using the limited ISRID data. In 2006, of cases in which Amber Alerts were issued, 94% are found alive and 3% are no trace. In abduction cases, it is important for search teams to be aware of several locations that may offer critical clues and evidence: points last seen or PLS, initial contact site with perpetrator, murder site, and body recovery site. In some cases, a separate assault site may exist. Field resources must be aware of and attempt to locate each site. When the subject is murdered, an attempt to conceal the body occurs in 55% of cases. Let's go to the next one. The perpetrator typically uses material on hand like vegetation, debris, rocks, ground cover, and trash. Searchers must pay attention to the ground for any possible ground disturbance, including tracks. They should also move away brush or old rugs. In addition, in 69% of the cases, the murder site is within 200 feet of the body. Discarded evidence is also often found along roads within 1 mile of the body location, which happens 56% of the time. In 64% of cases, the distance from the point last seen to the initial contact site is less than 200 feet, 80% under 0.25 miles. In 36% of the cases, the point last seen is within 0.2 miles of the perpetrator's residence. The Brown report does not give a classic maximum zone. It reports only subjects found greater than 12 miles from the point last seen. Using the limited number of cases found in the ISRID database, it is possible to report a maximum zone. However, the specific number is being withheld. Search managers should contact the FBI National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, a Team Atom consultant in the U.S., or a national clearinghouse in their respective countries for the information. It is worth noting that the distance may be beyond local jurisdictional boundaries, and multi-jurisdictional coordination is crucial. Okay, Searchers and search planners should be aware of perpetrators' tendency when dumping the subject to find a location that is quick and easy, typically involves a vehicle but is also secluded. Typical locations often are turnouts, culverts, and sides of bridges. I mean, thinking about when they say sides of bridges, that reminds me of Gannon Stout, and um, he referenced searching culverts and things like that.
Right. He did.
Mm-hmm. Joe said Daniel is acting, in my opinion.
Mm.
A name here said the local police are RCMP. It's the cities and surrounding communities or municipalities that have local police. They answer to the RCMP if necessary. Okay. Ah. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Searchers, okay, we were talking about the bridges. Remote roads with little traffic have a high probability. The subject is typically found not far from the road. Dumps and dump sites also have a higher probability. A typical case is an 11-year-old Caucasian female from a middle class or blue collar family with good family relations. Classic indicators of sexually motivated abductions include white female age 5 to 12, missing from home or familiar place with no history of running away. She is described as happy and the disappearance is unexplained. The more red flags raised, the more immediate and aggressive the response. That's not good. Um, Abductions include white female age 5 to 12 missing from home or familiar place with no history of running away. She is described as happy. And the disappearance is unexplained. That would be Lily.
Right.
So that's not good.
That's scary.
It is.
It's a good app. I'm glad I found it.
Yeah, I'm glad you found it too because it's helping me out a lot.
I'll have to reread all that because that's a lot of information, but
It is. But it's good. I'm glad that you found it because it's also going to help with when we search other cases or talk about other cases as well.
yeah, I mean, they go into adults as well and elderly and all kinds of different types of disappearances.
Yeah, this is called the Missing Persons Behavior app, I do
Yeah.
believe.
Lost person?
Lost person.
Lost
Okay.
person. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think
The
it's
RC
lost person. Am I right?
I think so. Let me grab my phone. Yeah,
Oh, that's
the RCMP is related to the FBI. I could see that. Yeah, Lost Person Behavior or LPB. Okay.
Can I be
So this
nosy and ask you how much you paid for it? I paid 14 Canadian. I'm just curious.
um
You don't have to tell me if you want to.
no, it's good. I think it was like it was 9.99 or 9.95
Okay.
for me. Okay. So it says ages 4 to 6 preschool and it says elevation change from IPP, temperate errors. So I don't know what this is telling us. It says uphill is 33%, downhill is 36%, and same as 31%. Slopes, I guess.
What's at the top of this? Tempered air.
Stat. It's stats for 4 to 6-year-old preschoolers. Maybe where they're going to be found.
Or maybe which way they would go.
Oh
Also,
yeah, that makes more
right?
sense. Which way they would go. Okay, that makes more sense. So there's a 33% chance they would go uphill, 36% chance they would go downhill, which makes more sense. You're more likely to go downhill, but not necessarily a lot more likely, just a little bit more likely. And then the same is 31. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. These, I tried to get it the best I could, but they're going to be a little weird. Okay. They got sent in different, so I'm going to have to go by colors. This is the green was under the orange, so mobility is 46 records in temperate areas. I think this is like the probability that they'll be found, or no, this is mobility. So
How fast they would go, how far they would go, that kind of idea.
okay,
Mobility time.
so
I
25%.
think.
Let me look this up on my app again because I'm not quite understanding. Da-dum, da-dum. Okay, this is subject statistics in a mountain range where with a temperate um temperate is like the weather type.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, like it's not desert, it's not marine, it's like the place where they are, a more temperate zone.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it wouldn't be super hot or super cold.
Okay, so this is correct for the area. The mobility, 1 hour, 25% of cases traveled 1 hour or were found within 1 hour. I don't know if it's traveled or how quickly they were found. 50% was 2 hours and 75% was 4.3 hours.
That's I don't understand this bit.
I don't either. Let me try to read it from the.
Chat,
Okay.
any ideas?
So the way it's screenshotted, it sent them in different screenshots. That was elevation change from IPP for temperate areas, and then we read the green.
And what's IPP again? Do we know? Do you know?
No, it doesn't tell me.
Some of
Um,
the some of the lingo may be search and rescue and police lingo that we're not aware of.
yeah.
I'm sure it says it somewhere in the app, though. At somewhere there must be a glossary of terms.
Yeah, there's got to be. So yeah, this is showing subject statistics is a 4 to 6 year old in a mountain temperate zone, and it says how far they've traveled. So this is the percent of cases and the distance traveled. So this might be the first screenshot. So 25% of cases traveled 0.2 kilometers to 0.1 mile, which is right here. So that's like of all the cases that they have of children aged 4 to 6 years old in a temperate mountain zone, 25% of those cases traveled 0.2 kilometers or 0.1 mile.
Right,
Fif-
that makes sense.
yes. 50% traveled 0.8 kilometers or half a mile. 75% traveled 1.5 kilometer or 0.9 miles. And then 95% of cases traveled 3.7 kilometers or 2.3 miles and were found within that general area range.
So Nova Scotia is not really mountainous. I don't think it's more.
Okay, so what should I
Well,
put?
I mean, I'm coming from the mountains, so I guess it
Okay,
would be in between flat and mountainous.
okay.
But I did see that there were steep cliffs and that in the area. It's not
Ye-
like mountains like the Rockies. It's flatter hills and high hills maybe.
Okay, yeah. So for the options, we have mountain or flat. So it would be mountain above flat, right?
Okay, right.
I'm guessing. And then for the statistics, as far as dry or urban, which would be my other two options, I would think temperate as opposed to dry or urban environment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's certainly not dry and it's not urban.
Right. Okay, so we're going to look at the purple one next. I'm trying to do the ones that like we can understand and are pretty much relevant. Okay, so I guess I got half of it. Nope. Okay. So the purple one is 197 records for temperate areas. And it says that I might read part of it on my phone. For that age range, 29% are found within a structure, 15% are found on a road, 14% says linear, which I don't know what that means, 13% are found in the woods, 10% are found in the water, 9% are found in drainage, which I would think would be like sorry, y'all can't even see, culvert. 6% were found in a field, 2% were found in scrub, 1% were in brush, and 1% were like under rocks or by rocks, is what I'm assuming it means.
Right. Linear is a weird word to have in there.
It is. Yeah, that is find location. So it says find location, 197 records for temperate areas. Scenario is the brown, which is next. Scenario, 196 records, all areas. So let's see what the scenario of the disappearance is. Oh, there's a better picture of that. Should have kept going back. Okay, scenario accounts for, 77% of cases were because they were lost. 12% is overdue, maybe cold cases. 4% is investigative, so they're investigating, I'm guessing. 3% is they're hiding. 1% is because they were criminal. 1% was despondent. 1% was medical reasons as to why they were lost, I guess.
Okay.
Or the scenario for the disappearance, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Overdue, they were overdue to come home was 12%. They were lost was 77%. 4% are being investigated as to reasons they're lost. 3% they're evading or people are invading. And then it's all 1% for criminal involvement, despondent, medical reasons, they drowned, they were stranded, and trauma is all 1%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This one is interesting, the yellow one. So survivability rate in wilderness areas. 90% survive if they're not injured. 4% survive that are injured. 4% were a fatality and 2% disappeared with no trace in wilderness areas.
So right now we're in the no trace.
Yeah. And then the red one is next. Let's see. Okay. So survivability rate in all areas, 98% survived that were found in less than 24 hours. 38% survived that were found and it took more than 24 hours. 33% survived when it was more than 48 hours. 0% is more than, if it took more than 72 hours or more than 96 hours to find them in all areas, there's a 0%.
And that is that still under the children's the 3 to whatever age?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's probably why they're saying that they're more than likely not alive, because there's never been a case where children have survived in that age range that have been missing more than 72 hours.
Right.
That's interesting.
It is.
And sad.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to start immediately. And 911 doesn't care if you call and the child is found 5 minutes later. Never hesitate to call 911 for anything.
Yeah, I mean, if they're missing, I would call 911 and rather be safe than sorry. I
Yeah,
could tell you. I mean, because I mean, if you call and then your child is found, I mean, that's a great day. If you don't call and they could have been saved, if you had called, that's a bad day. Horrible day.
exactly.
Okay. Um, we need to ask, did the dogs get a scent? It says the dogs did not get a scent on the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. The children aged 4 and 6 have been missing since May 2nd, and their sudden disappearance has galvanized the nation.
It's been 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So it's saying, I mean, that they didn't get a scent as of right now. I wonder
Yeah.
what this says. Oh, well, that's not available right now, so.
Hmm.
Well, it would be great if they could just get some answers. I pray people take note that we want our citizens protected. I think that you do. I think that I mean I'm sure that everybody wants answers. I know we all do.
For sure.
Yeah, that's weird that the dog so far from what it's saying that there was no scent. That's weird.
Well, didn't they have a scent up the driveway?
I thought so, but that's what from what that said, there's no scent at all. That's how I took it. But yeah, I thought there was a scent that led to the end of the driveway. Let's try that search again and see what we can find. Um hmm. This is a retired dog handler weighing in.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it says it's just really strange. A retired dog handler weighs in on search of missing Nova Scotia children. Okay. This is weird for me. Let me make it. I guess we read it like this. Yeah. Okay, let me see if y'all can see it. Okay. I pray they're found safe too, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Okay. So this reads, it's just really strange. Retired dog handler weighs in on search for missing Nova Scotia children. As search and rescue crews once again depart rural Nova Scotia community without finding two children who disappeared more than 2 weeks ago, a retired RCMP dog handler says it is baffling the siblings are still missing after such wide-scale searches. Lilly Sullivan 6 and brother Jack Sullivan 4 have been missing since May 2nd when police received a 911 call reporting they had wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station, a sparsely populated area about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. The children's disappearance set off a massive operation. Sorry, it's worded weird. The children's disappearance set off a massive operation that included upward of 160 ground search and rescue officials, dog teams, drones, and helicopters. But after 6 days of scouring the heavily wooded area surrounding the siblings' home, covering 5.5 square kilometers, there was no sign of the children, and RCMP announced the search was being scaled back. Search and rescue crews were called back to Lansdowne Station on Saturday and Sunday for yet another search, focusing on specific areas around Gerlach Road. An RCMP spokesperson said officials will be reviewing the information collected and determining next steps. Glenn Brown, who worked as an operational dog handler in the RCMP in several provinces for 26 years, said the fact that the Sullivan children haven't been found, quote, is just really strange, unquote. Quote, I find it hard to believe that a 6 and 4-year-old would just disappear like that, unquote, said Brown, who was involved in hundreds of searches during his career. Quote, I can guarantee you if I was still working today, it would be the thing to be racing around your mind all the time. Where would they have gone? Where we have done everything, unquote. Robert Coaster, a search mission coordinator with the Virginia Department of Emergency Management in the United States, said it's rare to never find the subject of a search. It only happens in about 5% of cases. That statistic is based on database he compiled of a 500,000 search and rescue incidents from around the world. Coaster said there are a few possible reasons the subject or subjects might not be found during a search, including that the search area wasn't large enough or that a team was assigned to an area but never made it there. Quote, the final reason is it can just be darn hard to spot people out in the woods sometimes, unquote, said Coaster, who wrote the book Lost Person Behavior. So that's the person who made the app we were just looking at.
Right. So I gave you misinformation. I apologize. I thought he was Canadian. I thought he was from BC.
Oh, that's okay. I appreciate that, though.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say wrong things.
It says a search and rescue guide on where to look for land, air, and water. Quote, all it can take is a second or two of looking to your left when you needed to be looking to your right, especially with children. They can crawl into small, tight spaces that are obscured from view, so they can be very difficult to find. While RCMP would not say what prompted them to return to the area over the weekend, Brown said it's not uncommon to bring searchers back in such investigations. In general, there are several factors that may prompt police to restart a missing person search, he said. Watch, here's a timeline of the investigation into Jack and Lily's disappearance. If police have received a tip or evidence, the substance of that information likely was not known by the searchers or even officers on the ground, given that the RCMP's major crime unit is involved. Quote, they may tell them, we got a tip and we just want you to go in that area and search and see if you find anything, unquote, said Brown. Quote, they don't even tell their own people that unless you are in the know, unless you're in that investigative group, unquote. He added that it's possible evidence has been found during the course of the investigation, but RCMP are not releasing that information publicly. As well, Brown said investigators may have reviewed information that warrants re-examining the area, or perhaps there were weather or wildlife concerns that prevented them from searching a particular area before. Regardless of why they returned to Lansdowne Station on Saturday, Brown said he knows from experience that those search and rescue officials and police officers are carrying Lily and Jack with them every step. Quote, they look at their own kids and look at their grandchildren and their nieces and nephews, and they're probably wanting to go back in and search, he said. It's such a heart-wrenching situation. RCMP have said they have not ruled out the case as suspicious, and the major crime unit has been involved since the day after the disappearance. The Mounties would not answer specific questions about the latest search and declined a request for an interview on Tuesday.
Interesting.
That is interesting. But it didn't tell us anything about dogs specifically.
Right.
Yep, it's been 3 weeks today, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's Friday.
She said to the naughty corner for you.
Oh, no. Can I take a stack? Can Basil come with me?
Basil would hang out with you in the naughty corner. I know he would.
And the geese.
Yeah, the babies.
And the goats and McDaddy.
Oh my gosh, and the chickens and the hens, all the things.
And
Yep.
the blue snake.
The blue snake, yeah, in the garden. Mike said, I just hope a family member or someone close took them and they're safe. I still want to know more about the bio dad. Yeah, all I had was that screenshot of the Facebook comment, unfortunately. Well, we've been going about 3 hours, and I do need to take the geese outside to swim so she can work that leg. So I'm probably going to go for the day, but I will be back tomorrow. We'll talk about something else. I got a bunch of FOIA stuff back, so maybe we'll have something new. Or not new, but something new to us to go over.
So I'll jump off. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And Bad Girl said you did such a good job today, and you did. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your help.
thank you, chat. I love you guys.
We love you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you again. I'll jump now.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on a minute. Had to cough. I didn't want to blow y'all's eardrums. Yes, stay safe, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Abellis. Abellis was awesome up here. I hope y'all all have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I hope y'all enjoy that. Please pray for Jack and Lilly, like Bad Girl said. And don't hurt yourself jumping. And I hope y'all have a great day. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are enough, you are special, and you are loved. Thank you for being part of our Speculating family, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
I had to interrupt that. We're going to start that over. I've got to play the birthday song for Joy. I apologize. I will play the outro again. I'm sorry, Joy. I hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday. This is for you. Happy birthday. Okay, now let's try that again. Bye. I love y'all.